I don't care if you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu, you'd get absolutely folded in a street fight. And today, I'm going to be talking about exactly why. The year is 2026, a year of major resolutions, and I'm guessing for many of you, one of your resolutions is to improve in your grappling by getting into jiu-jitsu. It's probably arguably one of the most common and popular martial arts today, definitely more popular than karate, boxing, anything like that, which used to be much more popular back in the 80s compared to now. But here's the problem with it. Let's say I'm at a social gathering or at a bar, and chances are you're not, before you say, oh, people are carrying around weapons, it's unfair. Chances are, if you're going to a bar or if you're at a social gathering, no one's carrying around blades in their pockets. You shouldn't be carrying one around anyway, for whatever reason. But say I'm at a social gathering and someone gets drunk or gets mad at me and easily gets offended about something that they took the wrong way, something I might have said, something that, whatever it may be, and they decide to throw haymakers at me, and it's very sudden. Chances are the last thing I want to do is try to take him to the ground and hug him on the ground and do a weird triangle choke on his arms and make him feel all weird. Last thing I want to do is that. Especially if I'm at a social gathering or some formal party and this guy gets drunk and we have jeans on, we have nice bun shirts on. Last thing I want to do is to get into a wrestling match with this guy and tear up my clothes just because of one guy who gets angry at me. What I would likely do is throw a quick 1-2, or if possible, run away. But chances are, when you are in a close encounter with somebody and they act so suddenly, we are human animals, and by instinct, we either fight, flight, or freeze. A lot of the time, it's hard to run simply because when someone's standing 1 foot away from us, the last thing we can do is simply run away from someone who can instantly throw a punch at us and knock us out. The best thing you can do for yourself is to learn something very simple. And by simple, I mean a stand-up striking art. Something that gets the job done quickly. No, I'm not talking about karate or taekwondo, which can be absolutely badass if you know how to use it right, but I'm talking about Muay Thai, boxing. Something that can easily create damage. Something that can hurt somebody only if it's a last resort, of course, if necessary, and can get the job done a lot much faster than having to learn how to triangle choke somebody and hug someone on the ground. In the year of 2018, there was a fighter, I believe his name was Louis Nicholson, an MMA fighter, and he was cornered by 8 guys, thugs, carrying weapons, blades. They attack him, and believe it or not, he successfully fights him off. And when I say successfully, I mean that he lived. He didn't knock them all out, IP Man, Bruce Lee style. I wasn't there, but I can tell you from what I read, yes, he got injured, but he successfully fought off 8 guys with blades. And my point here is that I can guarantee he didn't do it by trying to roll on the ground with 8 guys who had blades. He did it by staying light on his feet and doing whatever he had to do to hold his own against 8 guys with blades. Kudos to him. I couldn't do that even against one guy with a blade. That is absolutely nuts. My point here is not that just because you know how to do a martial art, you can fight anyone Bruce Lee IP Man style. Even that guy, even though he was certainly a pro by being able to fight those people off, he got injured. So let alone for any of us who are just typical dudes training in a martial art, we don't stand a chance against even a group of guys who don't have weapons. I'm not here to say that because you know a stand-up striking art like boxing or karate, you are instantly immune to being hurt by a group of people. Obviously, if you are attacked by a group of people, especially if they carry blades like this one particular scenario I talked about, you're going to be injured. You're going to be hurt. But when we talk about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the context of being in a bar or being at a social gathering or even being on the street, it's just so impractical compared to learning how to box or do karate or Muay Thai. My argument here is not that by knowing a martial art, you can take multiple people. Do not get the wrong idea. What I am saying is that striking trumps some sort of a ground rolling martial art in the sense that it is much more practical. It gets the job done a lot faster. If you watch Twitter fights, the ones that usually end like, those typical street school fights and whatever, those petty fights, usually they don't end by somebody doing some weird triangle choke on somebody and spending 2 minutes just trying to maneuver around him and catch his leg off guard and sweep him. Sure, there are body slams here and there, but it's usually from people who aren't experienced and just get angry right off the bat. But we usually see that the fights that end quickly are from someone who just throws a hard, timed punch. So often, these very quick things that can easily get the job done simply are forgotten. Yet we want to do something so complex. We want to search in this far off, distant world of martial arts where we want to learn new things that seem interesting and try to apply everything in a fight. But truth be told, a fight is not a kung fu movie. It is not an MMA movie where you learn a ton of triangle chokes and you use them against 3 guys at once, let alone 1. A real practical fight is literally just someone throwing haymakers at you and you thinking, okay, he throws a haymaker, am I going to duck? Am I going to dodge my head? Am I going to roll and throw a 1-2 counter? Whatever it may be. I'm not here to shit on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and to say that if you are training in it, it's a waste of time. No. If you are a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu martial artist, guaranteed you could beat my ass because I have no ground game skills. I only have stand-up striking skills, and even then, I'm no pro at all. But what I am saying, the point that I am making, is that if we're talking about a self-defense scenario where you are standing against 2 guys, regardless if they have weapons or not, learning how to strike, learning how to box, learning how to use footwork will always significantly outweigh any benefit that you gain through learning how to wrestle or jiu-jitsu. Because wrestling and jiu-jitsu, as amazing and badass as they are, a lot of it is strength reliant, technique and strength. But only so much technique can get you ahead in the realm of jiu-jitsu when you have 3 guys sitting on top of you. But in boxing, sure, you definitely will get your ass kicked if you are fighting 2 or 3 people, as is the reality. But the chances of you getting dominated that much faster and hurt that much faster are so much less severe, are significantly less probable. So therefore, we, at least I, support the idea of number 1, if you want to become a master of self-defense, if you want to become a disciplined fighter who can take a hit, learn to box, learn to do Muay Thai, learn to get in a ring and take kicks. And I'm not here in this video condoning any form of fighting. I don't do that at all. I'm only making this video to say that as a last resort, if this is an absolute last resort and it comes down to it and there is no way of running away, which you obviously should, as I do not condone any form of fighting, that learning a striking art will always win against some sort of a ground game art. You're in a party. You don't want to wrestle someone when you have jeans on. You don't want to wrestle on cement ground. It doesn't matter if they have a weapon or not. Weapon or not, if you have absolutely no option of running away, a striking art always wins. And I'm not saying you can beat someone with a weapon if you know a striking art automatically. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that striking significantly outweighs the benefits of some sort of a grappling if you are in a situation like that. Do not try to use it to defend yourself if you have another option. But if it comes down to it, I would always opt for a striking art. As always, thank you all for watching this video. This is another video of the Arshansamimian show. We are available on all platforms: Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Snapchat, YouTube, literally everything. And stay tuned. At Iron Fist, the upcoming business that I'm creating, we are creating a team where fighters can come and train and learn instilled lessons of striking, where you learn to stand, to take a hit, to use state-of-the-art gear, and to become the best possible fighter that you can be. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. As always, stay blessed.